Boa tarde. I just said good morning, good afternoon. But what's up with everybody? It's your boy Faisca.
William Taylor, CEO of New Wave Coaching.
Tyler Wellness. What's going on? Make yourself a priority, guys.
And welcome to Fill Your Cup Podcast. What's up with everybody today, man? How y'all fellas feeling?
Oh, man, we good, man. We good, man. Filling our cup. About to pull up this tea. What we got on, man? You gonna tell us what we said there? You waiting?
I might just tell y'all right now. It rhymes with, let's just say the first word in it is a color, one color of the spectrum.
Whoa.
So, think about it.
The color of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Everything.
Something we was sipping already.
Yellow
Yes.
sarsaparilla.
Nope. Want me to tell you guys, or you guys want to guess? Take one more guess.
I can't think right. Go for it, bro.
Red raspberry leaf.
Red raspberry leaf.
Yeah.
Red raspberry leaf. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one to remember right there.
Yeah,
Red raspberry leaf.
You know, that's good for since my girlfriend is pregnant, she's 4 months, and that's good for women that are going through pregnancy, and I think it's good for menstrual cycles for women. And I think I picked it up because I heard it was good. Well, I read rather that it was really good. Once again, for that detoxifying properties that it has. Yeah, but now I'm thinking about chamomile. I want some chamomile tea. But yeah, that's how my mind works. But yeah, we got red raspberry leaf. By the way, that other tea is called not yellow sarsaparilla, but yellow dock root.
With the other one?
Yeah, because you said yellow sarsaparilla.
The other one that yeah.
Oh, it's yellow dock root.
Yep, yellow dock root.
And sarsaparilla is just sarsaparilla, right?
Yeah, sarsaparilla. Yep, that's just that. I actually got a client that, she is a herbalist, and so I learned some things from her. I'm still picking up some things from her. She's very interesting. She knows her stuff. And she was the first to tell me, like, you don't need to be drinking all these herbal teas all the time. But I didn't tell her it was like me. I just said, like, hey, what if I drink this and that? Or what if this person does that? And he's like, no, it's not good. So, of course, that ties into our subject for today. Living life as a minimalist. How much is enough for you? What do you guys think? First of all, let me say this, too. Listeners, hope you guys are poured up and everything. Y'all ready to go. Hopefully some good, as usual. And
set this intention.
Yes, we have to set the intention.
I think today's intention with the minimalist approach should be filling this cup enough.
I like that. Filling this cup enough.
Yeah.
Filling this cup enough.
What is enough?
Exactly.
What is consciousness? What are all these things?
Let's not go there.
What is Molly?
Whoa.
What is that? Is that a name? Is that that shit's hot.
It is. It's hot. Hot topic.
But you can't really taste the flavor with red raspberry leaf because it's such a hollow leaf, man. There's no, it's just like, it feels so light. So he's like, oh, is this enough? I don't know, because it ties in what is enough. I don't know, shit. I just know it's red raspberry leaf and it's good for you. And I do like it mixed with cinnamon, but I don't have any cinnamon. So I apologize, you guys.
Hey, you've treated us to a lot of cinnamon in the past.
Right.
So, we'll be good without it.
Yeah, we're satisfied.
Yeah, I think, okay,
we don't require much.
Hey, man, that ties into, like I said, what we're going to talk about, living life as a minimalist. And what exactly does that mean? Do you guys think, let me ask you guys this. Do you guys think it's a new age thing, or you think it's just been going on forever and it's just being put on that spectrum more? What do you guys think?
I definitely feel like it's something that's been around. There's a lot of cultures, like other countries, Asia especially. It's kind of, they don't really rely on a lot. They rely on the land a lot more. They might produce a lot of this stuff, but they might not be using it. And just those like blue country zones, blue zones of the world where people, they just kind of live off the land and they don't really require so much. I think it's kind of more that we see, in America in the movies. Everybody has the nice cars and the nice jewelry, and I think that's kind of portrayed. And I feel like just the American society, we pick up on that. We start to do that. Keep up with the Joneses. You know, how much of this can you get? How much of these things can you collect? How many of these hats and these watches and these shoes? But I definitely feel like minimalism, it's kind of an easier way of living, you know, and just being less attached to the worldly possessions of the world, more focused on the inner concepts.
Go ahead, Tyler. What do you have to say about it? Because I'm looking up some statistics right now, some stats.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Basically, living life as a minimalist. Do you think this has been going on for ages, or you think it's a new age thing? What do you think?
So my thoughts on, you know, if it's new age or like if it's been going on a while, you know, honestly, I think everything's been like every idea is just an old idea integrated differently, or a brand new idea because of ascension, like, well, not ascension, because of necessity. And so concepts like these, I think, have always been there, but then like people rediscover them, and then especially with having like the internet, you know, information is able to spread faster around the world. You're able to find information that you may have never ever, you know, found simply just because your circle does not study that information. You know, it's just more accessible. So yeah, I think it's been around for a while, but like then how we integrate it would then make it either new age or old. You know, integration is everything.
I agree. I think Nas said it in one of his songs. No idea is original. I forgot the rest he said, but everything has already been processed, filtered, whatever. We're all interconnected, and so I believe the same thing, that it's not a new age thing. It's just something been going on since our very existence. However you want to go there, to our existence. But with minimalism, how would you, me personally, I'm just gonna say, because I'm gonna ask this question to you guys, but first I'm gonna answer my own question. I definitely live as a minimalist. Doing it for a while. I never really was materialistic. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think it's whatever thing you want to make it to be. I just believe having less materialistic possessions lead me to more happiness. It's like I appreciate the little things. It ties in for me the concept of less is more for me, and I really feel like I don't have to consume as much, even not eating as much. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, or a YouTuber by the name of Elliot Hulse, and he was talking about that warrior diet, 1 meal a day. How like when you live a life as a minimalist, you're even saving money. I'm like, yeah, like that's why I fast. I don't fast because I'm saving money, but I fast for my spiritual and physical reasons.
In college, bro.
Man, shit, in college.
I didn't even know it was fasting back then, but I had like the school access. You could only go there and eat your lunch or your meal or something. So I just bulk up, get like a huge meal, bro, and then I just eat that, and then I'd be out, man.
I was the same way. I think I had limited 10 meals a month, and then I could only get mine, and then but I had a boy. He worked in the cafeteria, so he hooked me up from time to time.
Right.
But yeah, you like sometimes I feel like a lot of us subconsciously were doing things before it became a fad. So yeah, like fasting is just like intermittent fasting was like after the fact. I was fasting. I was just said fasting, but now I understand this is more. You know, the world is slowly evolving. But yeah, to keep it short, I live life as a minimalist. How about you guys?
Yeah, man, I definitely feel like I live my life as a minimalist. You know, just like Steve Jobs, you always hear like they kind of eat the same food every day or like wear the same shirt. You know, I'm very similar, man. Or wear the same clothes. Majority of the time it's gonna be like training outfit, probably just some workout clothes. Gonna be training somebody, and I don't really pick through a lot out. I just wear the same ones generally. A couple, three of them, you know. Eat the same food regularly. Most of the time, it's gonna be the same meals. But yeah, just not a lot of extra stuff, man. I had first honestly got introduced to minimalism. I was just kind of like I was working my job. I had a factory job at the time. And just kind of playing, keeping up with the Joneses. I was in debt, had a nice car, nice motorcycle, nice car and whatnot. And I had just kind of gone down the path of just kind of self-realization just in that time. I was just kind of like at a standstill in life, just looking for more, trying to figure out more things that I can do. It just felt like I was kind of stagnant. So just kind of going through reading books, I might be planning or just kind of figuring out what I can do for the future. And I think it was one of the weekends I was off of work and I had turned on just like there's a movie on Netflix. I think it's called Minimalism. And that's when I was first kind of introduced to minimalism. Like when I heard the guy's story, I had kind of subconsciously kind of been doing a little bit of things like that, but just hearing how he was in a corporate job, high end at the top, and he was making a lot of money, and living in like New York, staying in a penthouse, working in this nice place, and just putting in a lot of hours. They'd work like 60 hours a week, 70 hours a week, just stay there and get as much work as you can get cranked out. And he had got a raise. His boss had offered him a raise, and he was going to go to like a different part of the building or a different office or something. He's going to be like big money, like 6 figures. And like he had got that job, and like he just like started crying. And I was thinking like, damn, like what, he's getting all this money, why is he crying for, And he's just like, he knew that he was crying because like if he accepted that position, his life was going to be over. And I was like, man, that sounds tough. Like, you're just getting so much money, locked in such a position that it's like you have to do this work. And it's just like there's no freedom in that, and there's no joy in life. You can't take I imagine you can take vacation, but probably like your friend life or your love life, or, it's just going to be even with your family, you're not going to have much outside of work. So, he kind of explained like, man, he had heard that and he just kind of broke down and stuff, and he thought about it and he was just like, you know what? I think he had done some research like on minimalism. Maybe he was kind of stuck where he was at, and he decided he was going to sold all his worldly possessions, packed up him and his like a friend with a camera, and they just shot out, and then they did this documentary. And I was like, wow, I watched it. They're just kind of talking how they're living, kind of downsizing. And just you go out there on the road, man, and you just live life, and it looks very exhilarating to live life like that, where you can kind of be a little bit of a nomad and just have experience. A lot of people, I'm one of them. I live in Grand Rapids, but I don't really go downtown and actually explore and do stuff like that. But just giving yourself a chance to do stuff like that is huge. Having less things that you have to strive for and work for, you can actually kind of enjoy and go through and live life. So
Yeah, no doubt. Go ahead, Tyler.
So one more time, what was the question?
Do you live your life as a minimalist?
All right, yeah. So do I live my life as a minimalist? I mean, for the most part, conceptually, I would say yes, but then also I do have things that aren't really minimalistic, right? Like, I do like, some fancier gadgets, like having an Apple Watch or something like that, right? But, I'm not going to go and buy every time a new one comes out, get the latest one, or, even understanding, like, if I have my one phone, which I had the 7 Plus for, like, 4 years, until it started to like battery problems and everything else that normally happens as they start to die out over time. I was just satisfied with that, right? So, I'll have the good stuff, and then I'll just let it, be until I have to replace it or something like that. So, yeah, I would definitely say like, I don't buy a ton of clothing, and if I do, it's, my own brand, just to have my own brand, right? And yeah, it's just, try to just work and focus on what my goals are.
Like I was saying earlier about the YouTube video I was listening to with Elliot Hulse, and phenomenal YouTuber, man. I like listening to that guy. But anyways, he's talking about living life as a minimalist, and he tied it in with relationships, and particularly male and female. And so typically, I'm gonna speak on my experience, not anyone else's experience. The women I have come across, the women I have came across typically are a little bit more nesting, in a sense of he tied it with a woman wants a structured house and the nice things. Not to say it's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing. It balances me out. but they want to feel comfortable. They want the nest. You know, you think about the birds. They go out there, hook up the nest, feed their little the baby birds and all this stuff. And you know, the male is just like whatever, the provider, whatever, man. I'm not tying that in necessarily with birds, but I'm just saying in general. And so I look at it like the relationship that I'm in. Certainly, like I could live life with just a shiki butan, which is a futon mattress that's commonly used in Japan. It might be other Asian countries, but I know Japan is big. Shiki butan, I can fold that mug up, put it up in the damn closet, and do my handstand training or capoeira. I don't need a TV. However, I do need TV now. Well, no, I don't. I just need a computer to edit my videos, and I think I'll be pretty cool. Of course, food, but other than that, I don't need a lot of furniture. Like, I love the concept of sitting on, like, even when I'm at the table, I have a chair right there. I'll sit on, like, my knees. And my girl, my mom, or my brother look at me like, dude, it's a chair right here. Like, no, I'm like, man, I just instinctually go to the floor. So I always said, like, if I have my house or whatever, I'm definitely I'm not gonna invest into a lot of furniture. Now, if my girlfriend, whatever, want to do all that, like, hey, like, by all means. But I mean, like, me, I don't need all that stuff. And it's not, like I said, once again, let me reiterate, it's not a bad thing. It's just how I live my life. And so listening to that, I was definitely like, yeah, I do feel like women do want that. The woman I came across, and even my mom wants a nice house. She wants to be like, man, I love, like, the furniture. She's into, like, the color. I'm like, yo, that's a nice blue couch. I'm going to sit on it, and then I'm going to go upstairs and go to sleep. Whereas, like, my mom, decoration. And so, like, when I was listening to the video, I was like, damn, that is true, man. Like, it really is like that. I think even my little brother, he can live life as a minimalist. He doesn't need a lot. You know, just like what Tyler said earlier, the stuff he used the Apple gadgets for what he does. So I can understand, like, you're going to want the things that to essentially make the bulk of your business. Like, I'm going to buy capoeira pants because I teach I don't teach capoeira right now. I'm jumping ahead, but I want to teach capoeira someday. I'm going to buy parallettes because I love doing handstands. So I'm going to buy this stuff because I love doing these different things, but I don't need to really sit here and just be like, all right, I got to buy 100 parallettes to use every 100 days. Like, nah, I'm just going to use like 3 or 4 and I'm straight. Like, I'm good. And now invest into some new ones if they break or whatever. I don't need to get fancy looking ones. So yeah, like, I think living a life as a minimalist will save you money, and also will make you appreciate life more. And, you know, certainly when you learn to appreciate life, then you can go ahead and get like, oh, I'm gonna buy this and that and the other. But my biggest thing is to take from this podcast is learn to appreciate the little things in life. Don't take things for granted. Just be thankful. You listen to this podcast right now, you got a roof over your head. You can be like, oh, I'll go upstairs, drink some water. Versus a lot of countries, hey, man,
love the poverty line.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you think about, like, when I ask people questions, I'll be like, all right, you see how fortunate this person is? What you about to do after this? Or I'm about to go to the gym, or I'm going to give you something to eat. Man, some people, they don't know what they're going to do. They like, I don't know what my next meal is. So let's just learn to appreciate things, the small things in life, and don't take things for granted.
Word. And then also, just to hit on there, you're kind of talking about the minimalist style. When you're saying with your story there, you kind of reminded me of like Asia, man. In Japan, you know, that's kind of like they come in, they have the sliding doors, you know, and you can kind of sit down on the table that's kind of lower there, and they're gonna eat sitting there on their knees maybe. And yeah, I think that'd be huge, man. Huge for you, and just to create that culture in your family, you know, try to get people to be more minimalist, you know, and just be grateful for what they have there. I'm the same way, you know. I got a TV from, what is that, like 2012, bro? Yeah, when they were selling big flat screens. You know, a lot of people out there, they buy brand new TVs every year, man. A new curve one, you know?
Right.
And I'm just like, man, this TV, it's not really serving me. You know, I'm not really like a TV gamer. You know, if I was into that and that was my thing, maybe. But, you know, for me personally, I've rarely watched TV. If I'm just going to watch some YouTube videos to learn something, or like some follow-along workouts, probably going to be it, man. But yeah, just try to stay minimalist and just appreciate the things that you have, the smallest of things, you know.
Yeah, so was there a question, or was it more just like a topic we're speaking on? Just open all.
Yeah, kind of elaborate.
Talk about
Yeah. One thing I was recently, I like how you guys were mentioning YouTube. I was recently on YouTube, and one of the people that I watch, Peter McKinnon, you guys might know him, a photographer, videographer. He was actually doing more of a minimalist approach recently, and it reminded me that one of my buddies, Michael Guidry, who wrote a book recently, he also had went through a like a journey, more of a minimalistic approach as well, and so yeah, like as I start to like hear more people doing these things, it's one of those things that yeah, subconsciously I guess I was doing, right? You know, like like when we were mentioning fasting earlier, I was just thinking back, you know, when I was fasting and back when I was doing more, well, I still am fasting, but like when I was first getting into it, right? Like how did it all start? And it was kind of just accidental. I was just kind of doing it and then not knowing it was fasting. And then it was like, oh yeah, I've been doing that for a while, guys. Like, you know, but yeah, it's I feel like that's the same thing with like a lot of people out there. They may be living more of a minimalistic approach comparative to other people. So also just think about it. Like you might actually be living pretty minimalistic, and then you're listening to this podcast. Like, what else could I possibly give up? Like, you might actually be, you know, already living a minimalistic life. So just think about it. You know, just again, like Spence was saying, like Will was saying, you know, just be grateful for the things that you have and start to recognize like the value around you.
Yeah, and once you really understand value, you're gonna really appreciate a lot more things. And like what the fellas was mentioning earlier about the fasting thing. Fasting has taught me a lot of. It has helped me to appreciate food. I always tell people around me, yo, don't eat till you full. Just eat enough where your body is satisfied. And satisfaction is it's gonna be difficult in this day and age. Cause even now, like you think about it, when we go to lunch or meet with friends, we'd be like, oh, let's sit down and get something to eat. I used to feel so weird with my ex girlfriend, and I used to get pissed off. We used to go out on Sundays, and I'm like, damn, I want to work out. I want to fast. Like, and like me at the time, I had a weak mindset. I was just like, okay, I'll eat, you know, just trying to please them. Please your fucking self. So I was over here eating, breaking my fast, and I missed those days of working out on Sundays. And it just was like, for me, I was like, do you guys appreciate food? Or do you guys just want to eat because it's the social thing to do? And I was talking with my client earlier, and we were talking about doing things for the sake of others. A lot of times, this society pressures you into doing things because you don't want to feel ostracized. Or like for instance, this is gonna tie into something different. Wearing a mask. If a person doesn't want to fucking wear a mask, leave them alone. They're not bothering you. The likelihood of you catching COVID from somebody because they're not wearing a mask, that one person, I'm just talking about that one person that you just want to just bicker and argue with them, you're not more likely not gonna catch it. So I'm not against. I'm just like, let me live my life. I'm not bothering you. I'm not even in your way. Just let me live my life. People are so quick to control others, tell them to eat this, do this. You should do like, dude, live your own fucking life. All right? For they actually knock your ass the fuck out, then you're gonna be like, fuck up.
Now you're gonna have minimal teeth.
Yeah. Exactly. With a maximum ass bill.
And put your mask on.
And get your goddamn mask on. God damn, man. You get so sick of people always trying to control others, man. But we were just talking about that, man, and we just like, you know, just learn to control yourself. Society is so bent on like controlling other things. Control yourself. Once you can control the way you eat, how much you eat, you be getting a lot of times control the things around you. My boy Will got what you got out, man? You got your nutritional program out.
Nutrition course, bro. I talk about fasting in there.
Yeah, so he talks about fasting, that stuff. I'm gonna let him take over, but I just want to say, guys, once you learn to appreciate food, I guarantee you'll learn to appreciate the greater and lesser things in life.
Yeah, man. So Spencer, you hit on that, man. Food, man. Going without food. I think I saw a post on Instagram. It was like, once you can kind of go without food, you can go without anything, you know? And I was just like, yeah, you're right. You have the most control over yourself. You can control your hunger. You control just about anything else. So I think fasting is, it's not only a body transformation thing that it does for you, but it's also a mental strength thing that it does for you, you know? Being able to endure, being able to have that endurance, you know, even under that great pressure. You might be really hungry. You might be really tired from working out, but you can kind of use that same and channel that same energy just in about any situation. You know, you might be so tired or so hungry, but you can still kind of be able to endure that pressure. But yeah, how Spencer was saying, I got the course out, Nutrition 101, how to get shredded and stay shredded. That's the key. It's out, so if you guys are interested in that, get with me. Link is in the profile. I might drop it under this podcast. But yeah, a lot of nutritional information in there. Over 24 videos. Spent a lot of time in there just trying to give out my knowledge, man, and just try to help people make this process as simple as possible for you guys. So if you're interested, check that out. But with that, I'm just gonna say, man, live a minimalist lifestyle. If you guys are already doing it, embrace it. You know, enjoy the journey and enjoy the smallest things of life. You know, enjoy those things that you might have already. You know, I personally have my motorcycle I paid off. It's good. I got my truck. I appreciate those things. I don't want anything else right now. I'm not looking for a new car. I'm just taking care of that and just enjoying it as best as I can. So yeah, and with that, I'm just going to say enjoy what you currently have, and then you're going to get more.
Yo, I want to really quick point out some heavy gems in there. So, you know, for over 6 months, I was studying some crazy stuff, and what we dropped there was a lot of what I figured out, right? But your food, really, your gut is like a second mind.
Yeah.
And the moment that you start to recognize that, like, the control that your food has over you, once you, like, bring control just to your diet habits, your reality literally will change. Like, one thing that I did personally was I had went vegan for a while as a self-discipline practice. And during that time, it changed the way I think. You know, because I was thinking about just a lot of things at that time, and, you know, it brings your attention to your food at that time every time you got to eat. So then it's like, oh, can't eat that. Let me change what I was doing. And then you start to, you know, one, recognize your thought processes if you're, you know, aware of that kind of stuff. But then you're like, oh, this is like really, I'm thinking about food quite a bit. And you start to, like, not think about food so much, and then food doesn't have that much control over you. Then you're, you know, like, again, it's a self-discipline test, right? So again, guys, that's like a really quick big gem that was 6 months of just research and self-practice, figuring it out and stuff that you guys got here on a podcast. So
Yeah, no doubt. In the Tao, it talks about how you can reign over others. But they use it in a more, like, poetic way. But it was just talking about you keep them full, you can control them or something like that. And I forgot what chapter. But anyways, that's what they do. They keep you full, keep you occupied with shit. Don't let them occupy with nothing, okay? Take control of your life. With that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to close out. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, most importantly. And then hopefully you got something from this. Living a minimalistic life. A lot of gems were dropped today. And don't take everything personal. And it's okay if you want to buy like materialistic possessions or whatever. That's perfectly fine. Your path is your path. I'm not here to judge it. I'm not here to coerce you to do something that I do. Live your life minimalistic as you can. And appreciate and value things. Add value.
Word. All right, go ahead, signing out. Okay.
Go ahead.
It's your coach's coach. It's your trainer's trainer. It's William Taylor, CEO of New Wave Coaching. You can't change the waves, but you can learn to surf. Out.
And of course, you guys know Tyler Wellness here, helping open-minded individuals who want to make themselves a priority or a paycheck in the Talent to Income Academy. I'll see you guys next time. Out.
All right, and it's your boy Spence Crosby, aka Faisca, bringing that lightning, bringing that spark. I'm out. That's shit.